start us off today, we're just going to do a short meditation. So let's just take a moment for ourselves where we're breathing in slowly, in through the nose with mouth closed. Maybe see if you can count to 20 slowly, and then just release that breath through the open mouth with a ha sound, or I tend to breathe out through sort of as if I were breathing out through a straw. And that second way of breathing is great for putting you in your parasympathetic nervous system state, slowing the blood pressure levels, bringing those down, coming out of the busyness of the left brain and all the chatter and the to-do list, and coming into the heart space. You might want to image yourself in a huge heart. So we're just breathing in slowly through the nose with mouth closed. And when you're ready, breathing out through the open mouth, or sort of as if you were whistling or breathing out through a straw. Now, as you're going into that quiet calm, image a beautiful pillar of light pouring down from the higher realms, anchoring you into the earth. It's going all the way into the earth and all the way up into these beautiful stretches of higher dimensions. And of course, they're not in any one particular place, but they are at a particular frequency. So you're still connected to the earth, you and I, but we are also connected to these higher realms somehow. And we may get a little lost some days living in between the beauty of the higher realms, the higher frequencies, and the density of the earth. So let's bring through that light right now. It's going to pour down through us and into this earth, and it's just spreading throughout the earth. Put the earth in a beautiful violet ray if you would like, or maybe the emerald green ray of healing. If you're not good at imaging, that's all right. Just move your hands to indicate this ray is coming down through me, and then it's filling the entire earth. And we're still keeping our breath just very slow. Maybe put a hand in your heart space, the high heart area. And you're calling on your beautiful higher self, your higher levels, and the power of your own soul, and all of these beautiful beings who are in your soul family. And just offer up to them right now as if you were offering up a heavy burden. Whatever it is going on in the earth right now, going on in your community, your country, your culture, your own life, whatever it is, let something come to the forefront right now that just feels really kind of heavy. And I can tell you, if you've been watching the news, there's a lot there. So just pick up that heavy burden, offer it up into this light and all of these beautiful beings who love you so much. Our beautiful sun and solar system, your soul family, your higher self, all the beautiful beings of the higher realms. They're all sending light to this so that it just completely transmutes into beautiful sparkling light. Ask them to work a miracle in your own heart mind, or your own conscious or subconscious mind, if you know something there needs healing. And you may be re-experiencing many centuries of density, of upset, sadness, grief, rage, whatever it is, feelings of abandonment, betrayal, etc. You may have felt triggered lately. These energies are very powerful. We just went through an astounding eclipse. So it's unrelenting, this powerful light pouring in. Maybe some part of us can be thankful because it's drawing up everything that needs to be healed, so we don't have to carry it anymore. So again, drawing up something difficult, holding it up in that beautiful pillar of light, and watching it turn to pure, sparkling bits of light, tiny particles, completely, perfectly transmuted. Now, as you're doing that, be aware you're not only releasing and cleansing your own energies, your own spirit and psyche, you're assisting your whole lineage somehow. It's reaching back and forward in time as well as in the present. And you've lit up the earth in this beautiful ray, whatever color ray, whichever one you've chosen. That light is flowing especially to every part of the earth that is particularly troubled right now, and assists Earth on a soul level as she releases thousands of years of toxicity. And it's just flowing out into the atmosphere. It gets transmuted to pure sparkling light, and it moves. The Earth moves up in frequency. You may get a sense of tonal vibration moving up the scale to a higher note. Wonderful. So now you've assisted your own life path. You've assisted the ascension path of the earth and humanity. Everyone on the planet feels this beautiful special light. So give thanks. Give thanks for your path, whatever it has brought you or shown you, even in this moment of tumult on the planet. We give thanks, we give thanks, we give thanks. Wonderful. Thank you so much, everyone. I just want to briefly read a bit from the Law of One. We are all one. When one is helped, all are helped. Therefore, in the name of the I Am, and the I Am means we are one, with all there is, we ask that only that which is for the higher good of all happen now and always. We give thanks, it is done. So mote it be. All right, wonderful. Will Linville is the embodied clear conduit of presence and clear creator consciousness who has transcended all of the lower levels of the physical form, as well as all of the carnal levels of the physical makeup that came with his embodiment, which he stepped into on a surgery table in 1996, and we'll ask him about that journey. He's here on the planet to assist you to clear out all of your mental, physical, and emotional conflicts and misperceptions that have held you back from fully marrying your higher levels through your lower levels. Working beyond space and time, William is presented with your light realms, as well as you within and throughout all levels of creation, to assist with releasing and dissolving all of the density, debris from misperceptions and conflicts within the mental, emotional, and subtle pain bodies and all that is affecting the physical. He then assists your body to begin to vibrate faster by marrying the higher levels of you, your creator levels, your manifest levels, your light bodies, and integrating into this realm through your physicality as you wake up, lighten up, emanate and express within and throughout your world and all of creation as a whole. William Linville teaches no belief system and is not affiliated with any group or organization. William Linville just is. William works with each person, group, or business in their own individual uniqueness, as well as for the highest and best good of all concerned. So welcome. Will, we're glad you're here.
Oh, thank you, Miss Caroline, and thank you for this beautiful opportunity to get to assist, facilitate, and have a blast together.
Thank you so much for being here. And I love that idea of having a blast because, you know, we go through our earth life for the most part feeling like most of it's drudgery or responsibility or very heavy tasks to complete. And what am I here for? What's my big life purpose? What do you say to people? Well, if people say to you, I don't think I've ever found my life purpose, how am I supposed to deal with that?
Number one, first thing I'll share is you have one purpose. It's to wake up. And hallelujah, congratulations, you've done that. A second purpose is to embody yourself up and as creator, waking up within your creation, your own uniqueness, unique facet that you are with your unique frequencies, coloresquenesses, and tones. not mimicking anyone else, anything else. You as the one specific unique facet with your specific unique frequencies, tones, colors, rungs of honor, on and on and on of you as that unique facet of creator emanating, embodying, and amplifying. You're really taking the heart that without yourself, creator as a whole would not be whole. And really starting to take to heart the importance, the magnitude of the importance of who you are, and as you are. But now, many dear ones get, unfortunately, very, very, let's just call it preoccupied by missions, purposes, and otherwise. But you know, and how blessed it is, and what a beautiful hearts they have for looking for something to put their heart into. But you see, this is where, if we're going to look at this, we have to really honor it. Okay, so we go back to your Akashic record realms that was really ingrained within the karmic lattice work of the planetary matrix. When you were so identified with your soul group, your soul family, your family monad, of the whole reincarnational principle. Okay, this time, all right, I'm going to play your dad. Okay, you're going to play my mom. Okay, I'm going to play your daughter. You're going to play my son. Okay, I'm going to play the dog, the cat, whatever. And now we're going to go through this interesting, brilliant unfoldment, and you're going to mistreat me, or I'm going to mistreat you, and we're going to do everything we can possible to make things so intense that at least one of us will pop to wake up in the family monad. Now, that was all literally and factually very accurate, hands down, period, all the way to 87. Okay. On the time continuum. In the harmonic convergence, Merva was heading for this planet to wreck it for the 8th time. Humanity would wipe itself out again, start over with, because creator as a whole beingness is calling all of its facets home. No longer getting caught up in the drudgery, no longer being split off, no longer going into all the wash, rinse, repeat cyclical cycles of, you know, sex, power, greed, itself going against itself in all of its multitudes of facets, and just not waking up to who you are. So that took place, and how blessed we are that the consciousness on the planet had reached a threshold that magnetically, with the harmonic convergence, which was technically a magnetic resonance of a measurement that said, wow, the consciousness has risen vibratorily, including the planet, to such a state that now magnetically this whole asteroid belt went to the right, and it was moved out of alignment with this planet solar system to where humanity had got far enough along that it was no longer heading into imploding upon itself for the 8th time. You take technology on, and if you think it's advanced now, you should have gone back before the Earth was destroyed the 7th time. You know, because this is like still like kindergarten in so many ways, but humanity going beyond itself created all these toys to basically implode upon itself, which is not going to happen again. And then there was the critical mass where enough dear ones had woken up and started to wake up, started to remember, started their own journey, started to walk their walk, embody, integrate within their own path. And I say their own path, skipping the mental, intellectual, analytical, physical, mom, dad, sister, brother, cousin, puppy dog, kitty cat, whatever. They started waking up to their hearts. And that's what I mean by their path. Skipping spiritual paths, skipping religion paths, skipping Judaism, Hebrewism, Catholicism, Christianity, Buddhism, skipping all the ashrams and waking up to their heart. because that's where, when you wake up, that's really what you're waking up to. It's not just memorizing Enlightenment 101 all over again and, laws of attraction and blah, 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 because that becomes the laws of distraction after a while, because now you're just changing one belief to another belief. They feel different. You experience them different in the body, but it's a pathway and a beautiful step in remembering who you are. And then you outgrow laws of attraction until eventually you get to you go up vibratorily, you reach another threshold, another plateau, you integrate, expand, accelerate again, integrate and expand, and your body is speeding up, starting the whole rebuilding, regenerating, superseding, dissolving the whole genetic makeup, all the fractured DNA from the double helix strands of DNA that have been broken down, collapse, even through the youth vitality chromosomes that came with the genetic stream, because genetics aren't just, like in the head, youth vitality chromosomes, they're actually dimensional. So now you're superseding, overcoming, going beyond those, as well as now waking up to the rest of your DNA, going well beyond the double helix strands of DNA and youth vitality chromosomes, to now you're waking up to your universal DNA, which just goes back to that whole metaphor about 144 strands, and where now you're going direct and starting to make way for your light bodies, because now your physical body is accelerating, rebuilding, regenerating, amplifying, making room for the rest of yourself to come in and to come forth, dissolving all the mental bodies, emotional bodies, pain bodies, subtle bodies, all these segregated, polarized, separate states of yourself, to where eventually there's really one body with you emanating exponentially. Does that better clarify? That's weird.
That is so fascinating. Now, we want to explain to the audience that you have an unusual, thank you for all that, but you have an unusual view, Will, because you came in remembering what most people only know in the higher, when they're out of body and in the higher realms. Isn't that right? You came in as a walk-in. Would you say that's accurate?
I am so happy and overjoyed that you asked that.
Okay.
And the answer to that question is absolutely not.
Okay.
I was fine, fat, dense as a rock, heavier than the Titanic, sinking on steroids.
Okay.
That's why the body was over 425 pounds. So that's where dear ones, they perceive I got a get out of jail free card. No, I had more issues with this body, this mind. I call him the old Will that had this package prior, all of his karmic vows, agreements, even to the person he was married to the family monad, to being kicked out of church when he was 12 to 14, then getting this fellowship, and he perceived God turned its back on him because he was perceiving the elders of the church was a voice of God. And so he went about as dense as you could go. But he had a very sensitive heart, but he was riddled by guilt and booted out of his family and monad and everything else that, all of that stuff that led up to 425 pounds. He just didn't get there because he really liked carne asada burritos from Roberto's. He, was all that stuff he was embodying, trying to not feel.
But then what happened on the surgery table in 1996?
Well, he had been trying for several years to step out of the body, even by his own hand.
All right.
Doses, drugs, living on the edge, pushing every envelope that you could push to step out of the body, till eventually it came to the gastric bypass surgery. And he knew going into it that he wasn't coming out. That was kind of his game plan. And we had started connecting 6 months prior. And the deal was he was going to make a full transition with the agreement that I would take on all of his issues, all of his karmic vows, contracts, and agreements, but all of his God issues, all of his issues, cause, correct, reflect from first separation to now. So when I opened my eyes on the 7th floor in that hospital, I opened my eyes at the most brilliant sunset. It was in San Diego, from the hospital window over the West Coast, over the oceanic realms. And the only thing that was different when I opened my eyes is that I saw his bride. I saw these other dear ones come in. I knew what their names were. I knew what part they played because I had all of his memories.
Yes.
So, okay, you're the bride. Okay, you're the this. Okay, you're the brother. You're the sister. You're the mom, blah, blah, blah. And I had all the memories. But the only thing that was different was there wasn't that connection. There wasn't like that energetic, it's like a magnetic connection that you have with all of your family monads, your friends, your camaraderies, your children, that close, your animal kingdom, that close bond. It's a literal magnetic stream that connects all these dear ones. So like, let's say a Rufus got ran over by a car and you weren't there, you didn't see it, you weren't aware of it, but I guarantee you, thud, you felt it. It was a magnetic disconnect that you felt. You may not have cognitively said, oh, that was Rufus. No, but you felt that thud, just not always clear on where it was coming from.
Yeah. All right. But let me ask, are you another soul who is separate from that original William Linville? Or
Yes.
were the two of you connected? You were separate?
We're still, we're totally separate.
All right.
And I came in to purify which is part of the agreement, his Akashic record realms. Now, the difference here is that the Akashic record realms is where, when I look at the soul, what I call is the record keeper. That's the part that takes you through the Akashic record realms. The soul is where you store all of your Akashic records. So to go there, he as a presence, he as a facet of creator, left the planet. Not his soul.
Oh.
Because I came in to purify all the baggage in the Akashic record realms.
Oh, wow.
Which the soul, even as we speak, that part for everyone, hence is a harmonic convergence, hence is there comes in waves, everyone's doing past life regressions and on and on and on. All this past incarnation stuff, funny dreams, say funny like peculiar, all this stuff is coming up because they're purifying their Akashic record realms. To where eventually, and my point here is that the soul level, not you as a presence, not you as consciousness, not you as the facet of creator that you are, but the heavier interlocked soul level that stores all those fragmentations that have been scattered is dissolving.
Oh, wow.
Not you. You're actually the one that's coming in and dissolving it. All body, mind, and spirit. You see, you're the spirit, or spirit, soul, and form that's clearing out the soul. The soul is the record of everything you've ever experienced in a body on a planet from first separation to now. That's where you're clearing out the archives. And this is happening for everyone, some faster than others. And that all depends just on how much you're fighting it, how much you're holding on and trying to keep things the way it was. That's what.
That is fascinating. Is that one of the things you help people with to help them get past?
Totally.
Yeah.
And speeding up the process and speeding it up, lightening it up, and then bringing it to the forefront. to where now it's like where you can resolve it, dissolve it, resolve it. But now, looking back, those soul fragmentations, walking them through, being able to resolve it, dissolve it, so they feel lighter, brighter, less bogged down, and also these fragmentations no longer affecting their current life stream now, or and also their body principles.
Is that the part of the work you do in joining the lower levels with the higher levels, marrying the two?
That's one of the many things, that's one of the many parts that we play with it. No, it's unraveling it, dissolving it, but then bringing all those misperceptions that were made at those times, bringing them now into clarity to where all that stuff is still feeding the mental, the subtle, the pain, and the emotional bodies that have still been holding you prisoner, but technically still keeping you separate from yourself. Isn't that amazing?
That really is. Now, what comes to mind, Will, when you're saying all that, and again, we're speaking with spiritual guide William Linville of williamlinville.com, and a fascinating background and a fascinating contribution, I feel, to the earth that he's come in for. But what about people whereby, I don't know if they would come out and say it, or if you could just see it, but they're basically, their energy is speaking to you and saying, you know, I kind of identify with a lot of my trauma. It's kind of who I am. I'm not sure I want to let go of that. Won't there be a big empty space if I do that? In other words, there are people who so identify with what they've been through. I'm a recovering alcoholic. I'm a rape survivor. I'm a recovering criminal, or whatever, fill in the blank, abuser. And they so identify with that and the recovery process and calling themselves a survivor that they're unconsciously clinging to the trauma that's at the base of the issue to begin with.
I have heard that so much, sometimes every day. And once again, sometimes it comes in waves, like it seems like everyone and their brother's cousin is struggling with the same issue. And yes, I put it out in front of us and say, okay, you know, I honor it. Yeah, I've been there, done that. I totally hear you. I understand where you're coming from. Now, I'm not asking you to let go of it. I'm not going to pressure you to let go of it. You know, if that's where you want to be, hey, more power to you. But I'll sit with them side by side and I'll share with them, you know, you can stay there if that's what you so choose. That is totally up to you. But then I'll share with them, you know, this over here, that over there is also what's also presenting around what can be. So you don't have to have the constant repetition of that. So whenever you so choose, which is up to you, I'm not going to bind it out of you and all that if you're not willing to go there. But whenever you so choose, this over here is also right here waiting to come into your life stream. So now I'm giving them their power back and showing them the whole picture of what will, not probabilities, possibilities, because to me, that's very ungrounded. I'm sharing with them factualities of what will unfold for them when they decide that they're willing and ready for themselves to go beyond it. And sure enough, you know, that's where I'm also playing with opening the doors for more of their higher levels, their guidance realms, their entourages, their creator consciousness, and their entourages being of their guides, their higher levels, their manifest levels, to start being able to come in and become more involved within their life streams. And there's other times I'll say, okay, great, you know, and you're a great rape survivor. Awesome job for, you know, hanging in there, superseding it, overcoming it. Now, there's times where I'll take them behind the shoes of the rapist, depending on how intense it is, depending on how much anger, rage, hatred, blah, blah, blah. And I'll have them look through the rapist's shoes in their eyes, and I'll have them really see, feel, experience where the rapist is coming from, what they're really looking for. And I would say a good 9.9 out of 10 of them, what they're really seeking from the behavior, it's not really about sexuality. It's about wanting that purity that they see in them, trying to recapture it for themselves.
Yeah.
My point of going there is to start bringing them into a point of clarity where now that clarity, once again, is another ticket to freedom for the participant, because now they have the whole picture. Now it starts to dissolve the fear. And then they start to dissolve the judgment, the anger, the rage. I'm not, by no means am I saying, oh, that's okay that happened, blah, blah, blah. No, I'm not going to rationally justify someone taking advantage of another dear one's physicality. There's no excuse for that. I don't care how old, how young, whatever. There's no excuse for that. But the understanding offers freedom and clarity. And mostly the freedom for the one that was perpetrated.
Yes. Yeah. At that point, you've pulled them out of that tight corner that they've been living in, where they were the victim and trying to get past victimhood, and said, let's look at this bigger picture. Let's take in the whole room. And that is very freeing.
And the tunnel vision starts to open up more and more. And they start now to give themselves a chance to see what life is like beyond that identity. Does that mean they're going to forget about it? Well, no, but it does mean it's no longer controlling them.
Yes. Join us for part 2 of this wonderful interview with spiritual guide Will Linville. Part 2 is linked in the description below. See you there.